Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone has been doing well. I know that it's a really stressful time for a lot of people with everything that's going on in the world, and then also on top of that, like the end of the year and the absolute chaos that brings. So I know for one that I've been feeling a little stressed, just a little at the end of my rope. If I'm being honest, I've had it up to here. It's weird because I go through days where I feel like I'm chilling. I've got it all under control. And then I go through days where I feel like I don't know, I just feel like I just
feel stressed and like anxious, and it's just not a great feeling.
I have a data capstone class that I'm working on, and that class has been the bane of my existence. I'm working with this data set in R, and so yeah, I'm a little stressed. But that's what today's video is here to address. I have a series of like things that I like to do when I find myself just getting really burned out and really just overly stressed. And it kind of helps me reset to point zero, or at least like closer to point zero than I was. I definitely skip this when I shouldn't be skipping this. I feel like the best metric of how I'm doing like mentally is how well I'm taking care of myself. I only do it when I don't really need to. If I'm chilling, so I do it, and then because I'm doing it, I'm still chilling. But then when I really need it, I stop doing it. And because I'm not doing it, I stop chilling. So this is what I do when I'm feeling really burned out, and I hope that some of these tips help you. But before we get on with the video, if this is your first time seeing my face, hi, my name is Chia. I make videos here on the internet, and it would make me super happy if you would subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. So all of these things that I'm like about to like talk about are all different forms of self-care, but like I think the first thing is like self-care in the most typical sense. So like face masks, drawing yourself a bath, painting your nails. I've been really good at them. Right now they're kind of chip because I paint them every Monday. They're brown. Not the most spring color, but just finding something that you can do that really gives you time to kind of like just give back to yourself in a way that relaxes you. If you don't like to paint your nails, don't paint your nails. I have a very love-hate relationship with painting my nails. Right now I'm going through a phase where I love it. I do it every week, like I said. So I'll go through stretches of like months where I won't paint them. And then I'll go through stretches of months where I will paint them. And just finding things that make you relax. Like I said, face masks, bubble baths. I hate baths so much. Whatever it is that works for you, that just allows you to take a second back and make yourself feel a little better and feel a little bit more presentable. Whatever it is, I feel like it's different for everybody. And also like I feel like self-care is great because like for instance, like if you do a skincare routine or a face mask, it helps your skin in the long run. So it's like not only helping you mentally, but it's like you're kind of investing in your future self, which is always great. Another thing that really helps me when I'm feeling not so good is movement in really any form. I don't like to like really stress myself out over like the kind of movement that I do, especially now and when like gyms are closed and like I don't have all the equipment that I would otherwise. But I find that like making sure I'm getting movement in a few times a week, every day if I can, in some form,
Has been so instrumental.
and keeping me from going crazy. I definitely would have burned out a lot more and a lot worse if I hadn't been moving. Going on walks especially has been such a saving grace. You don't understand. You don't understand the clarity I'm getting from these walks. Like mental clarity. Like if you looked at my head right now, it would be empty. Nothing there. But yeah, I really love going on walks. Just weirdly, I used to hate them because my dad would force me to do them. But like walks are so great and relaxing. And now that there's like not really anywhere else for me to go, I'm taking my classes at home. All my friends are at school. So like sometimes leaving to go for a walk is like the only time I have to go outside to like calm myself and center myself and try to just express gratitude for everything that I have been afforded. But I also think that they're a really great opportunity to listen to music. I just went on a walk and listened to all of Taylor Swift's old music. It was great. I had an amazing time. I also call friends and see how they're doing since I'm not seeing them in person. And also podcasts are great. If you need recommendations, Tiny Meat Gang is like one of my absolute favorite ones. Use headphones. I'll leave it at that. I also really like The Tripod by the Try Guys. Today Explained is another one that I just started listening to, and it's more like news-based. Got to stay up to date on the current events. Rom-Com Pod is really good. If you like romance like stories, I think you'd really like it. It's kind of like a movie without the visuals almost. On kind of the same vein as movement is yoga or stretching. I, for the longest time, was like, I hate yoga. It was honestly, I think, kind of like a personality trait for me. Like, I hate yoga so much. I don't know why I was like so vehement in that. Recently, I've begun to embrace it, and like last year, I got really into it. Like I was stretching almost every single day and I felt so good, like very loose and limber. I have naturally tight hip flexors and I can really feel it in certain movements that I do. And when I'm not stretching them, I can really feel it. And when I'm stressed out, I stop stretching them. So not only am I stressed out and cranky, but I'm like tight. Like my entire body is just like gridlocked. So stretching really helps me like open up, even just 10 minutes. That's literally all it takes. 10 to 15 minutes is all it takes. And I always feel so much better afterwards, especially when I do a breathing exercise. You just breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, hold for 4. Into the diaphragm. I always listen to a song. I love doing it to Good Days by SZA. Bop. When I do a stretch and a breathing exercise, I'm a different person. Mentally, the game is different. I really love like the mental clarity it gives me. I'll just like play some relaxing music or listen to like a soundscape or white noise or whatever, or even just like sit with my thoughts as I'm stretching. I'll set a timer so that way I don't have to count each individual like movement I'm doing, which allows me to really like think about whatever is like troubling me or whatever. And whenever I get into a really good rhythm of stretching, I always feel so good because like my body feels good and like my mind feels good. But I'm not gonna lie, I've not been stretching like I should be, and I can really feel it in my hip flexors. They are just so tight for whatever reason. I would always get cramps in them during field hockey season in high school because I would never stretch them, and I would be like getting into all these positions to get the ball, and my hip flexors were not happy about it. But yeah, stretching I think makes such a difference for me. This is like so rudimentary and so basic, but one thing that really helps me is finding an activity that I really enjoy and doing it. And it doesn't really matter what it is. If it's like sitting in front of the TV and just watching something for 2 hours, then I'll do it. This is coming from the girl who watched the entire first season of Good Girls in one day. So yes, I definitely do have a penchant for sitting in front of the TV. In the past, I used to really, really love knitting, and like I would just knit and like listen to music or a podcast or watch a TV show while I was doing it. And it was something that was like tactile, like that I could use with my hands that helped calm me down. I used to do it in school too. Like during class, I would just be knitting and like paying attention to the teacher, like, yeah, that makes so much sense. And my hands were just like going, needles clacking. That was also my personality trait, the girl who knit in class. I hated yoga and loved knitting. That was me in a nutshell. Right now, I've gotten really into reading. If you're ever curious about what I'm reading, I have an entire reels on my Instagram where I post about every single book that I read and kind of give it a mini review. Right now, I'm reading The Girls Are All So Nice Here, and this is so good. Okay, I started it like yesterday and I'm literally more than halfway through. I will be finishing it today because I want to know what happens. It's really good and ropes you in, and just like getting lost in a good book is such a great way for me personally to kind of unwind. The last thing that really helps me is just really like finding and establishing a routine. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I feel like I'm doing my best when I really stick to a routine that works for me. I try to do something like every Sunday evening. Funnily enough, it's Sunday today, so I will be doing this. I will force myself to do it because I've not been doing it. I'll take like a nighttime shower in the dark with only nightlight, which sounds like kind of weird, but it's just like so relaxing when it's just like mood lighting. And then I'll shave, which sounds kind of dangerous in the dark.
I am not telling you to shave in the dark. That's just what I do. Do not come for me, Lamau.
So I shave, I wash my hair or my scalp, I do a face mask, I moisturize, then I do some breathing exercises because those, like I'm saying, change the game. When I do this, I always feel so good. I always feel so relaxed, and it's such a great way to start the week.
But I have not been doing it.
So finding a routine that works for you is, in my opinion, just so essential. Works for you being the key phrase. In the past, I've tried to be a girl who takes baths. I'm not that bitch. I've never been that bitch. I will never be that. But finding a routine that works for you and sticking to it is a great way to preemptively like avoid burnout. I'm just not great at that. I'm really not great at that. I let my mental health kind of do this a lot. Right now, I'm definitely doing better than I was like a couple weeks ago. Oh girl, a couple weeks ago. I think it's really important to prioritize your mental health because it's just such a big part of you. It can control like your outlook on life. Like the same thing can happen to two people, one who has like really great mental health and one who's like really feeling down, and like they'll perceive it completely differently. To take care of yourself in the ways that you can, not just physically, but also mentally and in any other way you find important. Okay, that was enough from me, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And also in the comments down below, what's something that helps you relax or reset when you feel like you've been a little burned out? I'd love to know. I'm always looking for new ways to kind of force myself to be better. If you guys haven't subscribed already, then please do so because it takes 2 seconds or less than that. I feel like you can do it in like 1 second, boom. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you guys next time. Bye. bye.